everybody, what's up? It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Y'all may not be able to see me, but I got my ring light is in the other room, and I didn't feel like going to get it, but it's okay. I just got a few things on my mind that I want to talk about. One thing I wanted to talk about before anything is the talk about reparations that's going on and how a lot of these so-called black people, left wing on the left wing, is kind of using foundational Black American talking points when it comes to reparations. And one of the persons that's talking is Joy Reid, which surprised me because I thought that once she was against reparations for Black Americans. I believe she was against reparations for Black Americans at one time. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let me see if this light right here is working. Let me see here. Yeah, I could be wrong. But it just, maybe it's me, but it bugs me that she is a voice for Black Americans. How is she the voice? I forgot how to turn this on. For Black Americans. When she's not even a foundational Black American. Her parents are immigrants. Somebody say, yeah, but she was born in Brooklyn, but she's still not a foundational Black American. No matter how you put it. She's not. And so, I want to talk about this. Let me go fetch my articles. I'll be right back.
Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? I said, who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? I said, who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Like a dog or an arrow. Who's on point like a duck or
Again, I just wanted to talk about Joy Reid a little bit because I really thought that she was against Black Americans getting reparations. I really did. But now, that's all she seems to be talking about besides her racial talk. She's always talking about black and white, like she's fighting for foundational Black Americans. My question about reparations is, how will they get divided up? How will they know where to send your money? Who is eligible for reparations? That's what she needs to be talking about because she wouldn't qualify for reparations. I should have went and got my ring light because this is not working. This is not working, but that's all right. No, she would not qualify for reparations, and now she's talking about black people building the United States of this here America, and a lot of people tend to think that she's including herself and her ancestry, but that's not. No, she would not be included in reparations for foundational Black Americans who are descendants of slaves. She wouldn't. So let me go over this article right quick. Right? And the name of this article from Breitbart.com, Joy Reid says black people literally, physically built this country. Obama, our only reparation. She said our only reparation. She said black people literally, physically built this country. Obama, our only reparation. Now it's our. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Before, I'm not sure that she was down for foundational black Americans receiving reparations. I'm somebody let me know. Our. Now she's including herself in foundational black Americans. Let me clear my throat. MSNBC host Joy Reid lamented that black Americans have not received sufficient reparations for literally, physically building this country, believing that former President Barack Obama 8-year tenure is the best they will get. Now, in the heading, it says, Joy Reid, black people literally, physically built this country. Obama, our only reparation. But as I said in the article, she said Obama's 8-year tenure is the best they'll get. And then she says to be a black person in 2024 in America is to be in a state of complete perplexed confusion about what is wrong with a country that hates your history. That to this day can't admit even the basics of what was done to your ancestors, that can't accept any responsibility for the lack that has carried through the entirety of your existence in this country, and that thinks 60 years of relative freedom is enough. Or maybe she's saying they think, I don't know. To be a black person in 2024 in America is to be in a state of complete perplexed confusion about what is wrong with a country that hates your history, that to this day can't admit even the basics of what was done to your ancestors, that can't accept any responsibility for the lack that has carried through the entirety of your existence in this country, and that thinks 60 years of relative freedom is enough, she said. And I thought that Joy Reid was against reparations. I thought that she was the type of person to tell black Americans to shut up, pull your bootstraps up. That's what I thought she was. I'm sure I remember listening to Joy Reid once years ago and thinking, why don't she just shut up? Who is she speaking for? She's not a fundamental black American, so why is she speaking on reparations? Is she trying to include herself? Like somebody, I remember Vicky Dillard said that was going to happen. How they was going to try attach themselves to foundational black Americans. How they was going to start using foundational black Americans talking points such as getting reparations. We've been fighting, trying to get reparations for years. Now here she come with her immigrant parents talking about reparations and we and our and us, when before I don't think it was like that. So she goes on to say, now blacks, please get out of Harvard. Now blacks, you can't get any more loans. You can't even give each other loans of $20,000 unless you give them to white men who get 99% of funding for their business. We want 100%, she said. We want 100%. Reid further lamented that President Barack Obama and the recognition of holidays like Juneteenth represents a ruse to distract black Americans from genuine reparations. When were these her talking points? I've never known her to talk about reparations like this, but maybe somebody can fix it for me because I don't recall.
I can tell that they all scared of revolution. They ain't even trying to find out a resolution. I'm talking heal the body, free the mind, evolution. They don't really understand, man, they never do it. They acting all stupid. I can tell that they...
Can somebody tell me? Because I'm confused. She's always going on a racist rant. Always trying to... I don't know. I don't understand it. Because as far as foundational black Americans who are descendants of slaves that literally built this country, and I found it weird that everybody's saying that everybody built this country. The Irish, the Germans, they all built the country too. When? If they did, they got paid for it. My ancestors didn't. This article says Joe Reed goes on a racist rant about black people and Kamala Harris. Boy, these Democratic voters been crashing out all week. She unloaded a bizarre rant claiming black people aren't for the culture if they don't support Kamala Harris. What culture are you talking about, Joy Reid? Because it's not the black American culture. You are not a part of that culture, honey. You are part of the other side culture. You're not part of the black American culture. Somebody said, oh, she was born in Brooklyn, New York. I don't care if she was born in Brooklyn and Washington, D.C. She's still not a foundational black American. So I'm confused as to why is she fighting for reparations? Why is she suddenly fighting for black Americans like that when before she wanted us to pull up our bootstraps? Somebody make it make sense. And if I'm wrong about the bootstraps part, somebody please let me know, because when the first time I ever listened to her, I couldn't listen to her anymore. Because it seemed like that she wasn't for us. Black Americans, foundational black Americans who are descendants of slaves. It seems like she wasn't for us in the beginning. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know her parents are African. I was married to an African once, and I know how much, or let me put it this way, I know how they feel about black Americans. I know how, let me put it, Nigerian, Igbo feels about African Americans, but they know we the same people. Just the Igbos now. The Igbos are Hebrews, just like black Americans are Hebrews. We all was on the same ship being dispersed to the four corners of the earth because of our disobedience to the Most High Yah. He made us slaves. Because of our disobedience to him, he made us slaves. And he dispersed us to the four corners of the earth like he said he would. This little light really should be working. Oh, I have a light that works, but I don't know where to hang it. So, the article goes on to say, that, ooh, I'm going to be prepared the next time, y'all, I promise. I will be prepared. Uh-oh, that gave me a little bit. Okay. All right. All right. Keeps fading away, though. Why? So, the article goes on to say, the sitting vice president appears to, it says lock, but I think they meant look to be the Democratic nominee for POTUS for president. Joe Biden decided, after Joe, you know what? Let me go back. Let me go back. Because this article is an old article. I meant to remind you guys of that. This was actually published in July. So you're going to hear the difference of some of the Democrats' talking points from then to now, because right now they totally talking differently. All of a sudden they're calling on God. Well, now that Donald Trump is the president, all we gotta do now is pray. You should have prayed before. That would have been the ideal thing to do. Pray before. I'm just saying. So, Joy Reid goes on a racist rant about black people and Kamala Harris, right? So we know that Kamala Harris did not win the presidency right now. This article is old. Donald Trump won the presidency. So it says, Joy Reid unloaded a bizarre rant claiming black people aren't for the culture if they don't support Kamala Harris. I still don't know what culture she's referring to because she's not a part of the culture either. Ask any fundamental, I keep saying fundamental, ask any foundational black American, is Joy Reid a part of the culture, and see what happens. It says the sitting vice president appears to look to be the Democrat nominee for POTUS after President Joe Biden decided to lead the race. Anyone paying attention knew that it wouldn't take long at all for the race to be injected into the situation. I actually predicted that it's exactly what would happen during a Monday appearance on the Will Kane Show. So this is an article written by someone that's, predicted that Donald Trump was going to win the presidency after Joy Reid went on her rant. So it says, fortunately, Joy Reid, who hosts a show on MSNBC, went out of her way to prove me and others correct. If you don't vote for Harris, then you're not down for the culture. And that's a slang saying for black people, for the culture. Foundational black Americans. We say that. Okay? The article goes on to say, I just got to say it. Given the just stratospheric interest of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign, and she has now secured enough delegates to become the nominee, you're going to look real crazy being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color, says Joy Reid. But really, as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture, you're going to look real weird and real lonely on that side. The door needs to close behind Amber Rose, and she looked crazy over there. But shut the door behind her. You're really going to look crazy being on that side, given the culture phenomenon of Vice President Kamala Debbie Harris. She's about to make history. She's about to become the first woman president. And that's all these left-wing ducks, that's all they care about. They don't care about the policy. They don't care that the border is flooding with people when most or a lot of Americans are suffering. The border is flooding with people coming in when most Americans are suffering. We don't have room yet for others. We have to take care of ours first. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with America taking care of their own first?
Women, men said enough. The Democrat Party woke agenda is broken.
What's wrong with that? That man said the Democratic Party's agenda is broken. Instead of them regrouping and trying to figure out why the majority of Americans voted red, they want to blame everybody. They blaming the black man, they blaming the white woman, they blaming the black woman, they blaming one another. Instead of regrouping and trying to figure out where did we go wrong, Jeffrey Osborne, they want to get together and beat everybody up. But that's what they do. Look at how Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Roland Martin, look at how all these people called, and especially black people that voted for Trump, all kinds of names. All kinds of names. No respect whatsoever for other people that voted differently from you, that thinks differently from you, that vote for what's best for their families and not because someone is black or white or purple or green. We don't want our children going to school learning about the LGBTQ community. Those are the type of people that voted for Donald Trump. We don't want to hear about same-sex marriages or transgenders, but we don't want our little girls being in the same sports as our little boys. We don't want our little boys playing against our little girls. We don't want our little boys going up in the girls' bathroom thinking they girls. This is a Democratic Party who don't even know what a woman is. A woman who can carry a child. A woman who has a womb to carry and nurse a baby. A woman that has breasts to feed their baby, to nourish their baby after the baby is born. A man can't do that. A woman doesn't have a penis, so she can't inject sperm into, or let me say seed, into a woman to procreate, to have children. That's the difference. But Democrats don't know the difference between a woman and a man. And they want us to believe what they believe. And if we don't fall in line with them, they mock us. They mock us. So the article says that Joy Reid also claimed the Republican nominee, or Donald Trump, the president. This article is old, July. Came out back in July, was published in July. And his VP pick, J.D. Vance, will turn America back to the 1950s, something that's literally not a shred of evidence to support. But as I often say, this person that wrote the article said, let's not let facts get in the way of a good story. So this is where the fear-mongering comes in from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party are the reason why you have people on the internet shaving their hair. You have people on the internet crying and screaming and cussing people out because they voted for Trump. That's what the Democratic Party did. It's called fear-mongering, and they were the ones that's doing all the fear-mongering. It's crazy to me. And another person that's going up against Joy Reid, and I'm not mad, is Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly. I am not mad at her. Because Joy Reid, I don't know what her aim is or what she need. I just hated that she's a voice for Black Americans. Somebody said she was born in Brooklyn. I don't care if she was born in Mars. On Mars. She should not be speaking on reparations. She is not a foundation of Black Americans. It's like she's ready to stand in line to get that check. She's ready to stand in line to get that check. That's what it seems like to me. Megyn Kelly predicts that MSNBC will fire racist Joy Reid for saying Trump will deport brown people. She wants a race riot. That's what Megyn Kelly said about Joy Reid. And that she thinks that Joy Reid wants a race war. She ain't ready for no damn race war. But she also thinks that Joy Reid would be dumped after the letter. It said that President-elect Donald Trump plans to deport minorities who have legal status in the country. No, sir. That's not who he's deporting. And he said it time after. See, y'all don't listen. Y'all want to listen to Joe Blow and try to figure out what he's saying between mumbling words. Donald Trump is going after illegal immigrants. And he has started already. He ain't even in office yet. And he has started putting together a team to put some control on this situation. Megyn Kelly says Joy Reid wants a race riot. She said that's really what you take away listening to Joy Reid. There's a video of Megyn Kelly talking about Joy Reid's hair too. Asked her, what happened to your hair? She asked Joy Reid what happened to her hair. Hold on, let me mute this because there's a lot of videos on this page that's popping up. So let me see if I can mute it. Yeah, Megyn Kelly and a few other women, white women, was talking about Joy Reid's hair. What I don't get, and this is just me, my opinion, how are you fighting for black people's justice and you wearing a blonde wig? That just doesn't make sense to me, but like I said, it's just me. That's just me. Megyn Kelly also criticized Reid for saying on her TikTok channel that liberal white women should not bother inviting black women to protest marches against Trump because they're not coming, and instead prefer prioritizing their own communities rather than any effort to save America. I don't know why y'all think black people trying to save America. Black women trying to save America. We ain't trying to save America. We're trying to save ourselves from America. We're trying to save ourselves from the United States of this here America. So I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what black women she's talking about. This is why I hate the fact that she is, or call herself speaking for black Americans. She needs to differentiate who she's talking about. I'm a foundational black American. My descendants were slaves. And I grew up in North Carolina, in the ENC, Eastern North Carolina, which is where I am now. Left D.C. a few years ago. I don't know who Joy Reid is speaking for. I really don't. And black people ain't even thinking. Black Americans, foundational black Americans, I bet a lot of them aren't even thinking about it. But it's a lot of, the grassroots is on it. The grassroots is on it. I want to say, what is this guy name that I was looking at earlier? I know that he's on it because I watched his video. I can never remember his name. I need to write it down. The name of his channel. Black Alpha Network. Let me write it down because I keep forgetting. The Black Alpha Network. I follow him. Well, I just started not too long ago. And he spoke on Joy Reid and how she is using foundational black American talking points. It's very interesting. Make sure y'all go check that out. The Black Alpha Network. It's crazy. So, Joy Reid claimed that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance will turn America back into the 1950s. I'm 57 years old. I don't know what it feels like to live in the 50s. I've been on this earth for 57 years. I don't know I've never known what it's like to go back to the 50s. Maybe she do, but I don't. It hasn't happened yet. No shred of evidence to support that Donald Trump even thinking about deporting black Americans or putting black Americans back into slavery. He can't do it. We have weaponry now. We ain't going for that. We're not going for it. So, I don't know. But I just feel like a lot of these people that are criticizing and belittling people, and especially black Americans that voted for Trump, y'all about to F around and find out. You heard me? Y'all about to F around and find out.
I can tell that they all scared of revolution. They ain't even trying to find out a resolution. I'm talking heal the body, free the mind, evolution. They don't really understand, man, they never do it. They acting all stupid. I can tell that they all scared of revolution. They ain't even trying to find out a resolution. I'm talking heal the body, free the mind.
I think I'm done for now. And plus, I just wanted to test out the OBS app that I downloaded, because I'm going to start using OBS again. I like OBS. It's just a lot to know. And because I haven't been streaming for some time, I'm totally not into StreamYard anymore. I don't even know how to work it like I used to work it back in the day. And they even have new amenities that I can't even get with. So I am going to continue to use OBS and learn as much about it as I can. I want to thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think about this reparation thingy, okay? Well, all right.